Welcome to Sempa 360. Tonight we're looking at the subject of the clash of civilization. On the subject, homosexuality and abortion. Whereas this subject has provoked a lot of media coverage, the ensuing lack of debate has suffocated the people's ability to discuss it. In Europe, it is a vice. In Africa, in Europe, it's a right, and in Africa, it's called a right. And let me say that one more time. For the European, homosexuality is a human right, but for the Africans, it's a human vice. In the ensuing clash between the West and conservative pro-family Africa, there's been voices that have been speaking out about it. Yours truly has been speaking about it at a great price. And also here today, I have someone from Ethiopia, a beacon of light who has been speaking about this. He's a general surgeon by profession. This is Dr. Seyoum Antonios, Executive Director of United for Life Ethiopia, who has said that Africa shall be a graveyard for the homosexual agenda. Keep your hands together. Give a hand clap to Dr. Seyoum Antonios.
Praise the Lord.
Woo! That is a fearless statement. Are you willing to say it again?
Yeah, it's an honor and a privilege for me to say it again. Africa shall be a graveyard for the homosexual agenda. For this,
Doctor, a lot of people have been afraid to talk. We even now go to the point where we don't even know what we are talking about because they use fancy phrases, gay, LGBT, happy people. I'd like you to share with us, first of all, tell us about you from Ethiopia, Antonios. Here in Uganda, Antonios is a restaurant. We have one called Antonios. where is that Greek? Where is Antonios?
No, my family has a Catholic background, and my father got that Christian name from the Catholic Church when he was baptized. Otherwise, we are pure Ethiopians. We don't have any other connection with the Western world.
Wow, Ethiopian.
Ethiopian.
All we hear about Ethiopia is Africa Union, and sometimes we fight over the River Nile with Sudan and Egypt.
Yeah.
But tell us about Ethiopia.
Ethiopia now is in a state of huge development. I mean, it is time for that nation to rise up, and there are huge infrastructure development activities going on, and the economy is developing, and people are now waking up, and now we are seeing light. We're seeing light, and I'm happy about that. You've heard about the Renaissance Dam, which the nation is building by its own without any external help.
Really?
Yeah. It's a huge project, the first in Africa.
Wow.
About 5,000 or more megawatt energy.
Wow.
That would be coming out in the near future, and that by itself has been a huge issue. I mean, the Western powers didn't want that to be built, but by the grace of God, things are going smoothly. Amen.
There is a certain level of pride that Ethiopians have. Whenever we talk about resistance to colonialism, when we talk about Africa Union, the headquarters is in Ethiopia. Then when Rastafarians talk a lot about Haile Selassie, a lot of pride that you resisted. Now you're fighting a different cultural imposition on homosexuality. Tell us about this.
Yeah, I mean, like you said it earlier, this issue is coming as a human rights issue. And those nations, the Western nations, are trying to impose that on Ethiopia. Because,
really?
Yeah, because they know if they succeed in Ethiopia, they would get the whole of Africa. Because Ethiopia, as you know, the capital of Africa, all the nations gather together there. And so it's a strategic war.
We thought it was only here in Uganda that they are pushing it, and South Africa and Kenya.
No, no.
Now, what do Ethiopians think? What is your cultural view about the marriage of men marrying other men? What is your view? Is there any precedence?
It is, I mean, an abomination. Everybody thinks about it as an abomination. No one wants to talk about it even. I mean, marriage between a man and a man, between a woman and a woman is something which nobody wants to.
You don't even want to talk
about it. Yeah, so it's so let alone to make it legal. So we are in one voice telling the world that if you impose the issue of homosexuality in the name of rights and by I mean, threatening us with aid, gay aid, then we told the nations in one voice that go away with your money. We don't need it, because our development comes from heaven, not from the money. Yeah. That's
how comes we're not hearing this? I have to tell you, one of the things I've noticed is a suffocation of information.
Exactly.
Especially on this agenda of homosexuality.
Exactly.
They only report when they're doing good. When they find resistance, proud men and women of God saying, no, take your money away. They don't report about you. But we're just so happy about that.
Yeah, but
let's give a hand clap to Ethiopia. This is awesome.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Now, I know that this is not easy, because when America speaks, the world listens. When Europe speaks, the world listens. One of my professors, Mamdani, says that, you know, the connection between colonial masters and the colonies, that when somebody coughs in London, those in Kampala, they catch a cold. You know, someone sneezes in London. Now Cameroon is sneezing gay rights, homosexual rights. Obama is snuffing, I mean, shout, gay rights. Then European Union, gay rights, homosexual rights. And now they have gone through to South Africa. Let us know, how have you guys survived as a result of this pressure?
You know, you've mentioned about it. We had a great meeting, a national meeting. I mean, a national response against this issue. We gathered together at the seat of the African Union, the new African Union headquarters, and we, in one voice, I mean, the religious leaders, the professionals, every, even parliamentarians were there. Every member of the society came together and voiced that Ethiopia will never tolerate the homosexual agenda. In fact, when we did that, there was so much outcry from the gay activists worldwide. You can get it if you Google around, and you'll find it. And eventually, you know what happened? The last Newsweek issue in December of 2013, you'll see it on the front cover. It says Ethiopia's war on homosexuals. In fact, they misquoted me. I said Africa shall be a graveyard for homosexuality. Yeah, homosexuality. And they wrote Ethiopia a graveyard for homosexuals. That's how you. So
by intention, trying to distort the message from fighting the agenda, but then they want to make you look like a genocider.
Exactly.
One who kills people.
Yeah.
You are a general practitioner, okay? I can see over here in your brief, you're a general surgeon by profession. You don't kill people for a living. You help people to get well.
Exactly.
What in your estimation, and I'm going to come to this, you will tell us the consequences and the bad damages of homosexuality. But I want to stay with this issue, the collective response. And Charles, I think we have some footage over there of that meeting in the Africa Union Hall. Where how did you manage to bring Muslims, Orthodox, and other civil society members together in the Africa? How did you manage to pull that up? Do they all have a united view on this, or are they divided?
They have a united view. Every religion in Ethiopia is against homosexuality. And when we made a call to them to come together and raise their voice against it, they had nothing against that. So they just came, and we gathered together. More than 2,000 people were there, and there were foreign journalists, local journalists. But unfortunately, as you said, there was some kind of suppression of that news from coming out. Yeah.
That is usual. They don't want to show. They never want to show, because the editor, sometime in many of these international publications, is a homo. The associate editor is a homo. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs is a homo. And when you have that all together, anytime there is a people gathering in a peaceful way in Africa Union headquarters discussing this issue, hearing about the damage homosexuality is, they don't want that to go out.
Exactly.
Have they threatened you? Have you found threats or being, because for me they have threatened me, you shouldn't travel overseas. ICC, I have a case at the ICC. There's a case against my friends in Boston, okay? And they are, you know, they have petitioned ICC that my preaching against these bad manners of homosexuality, not attacking homosexual, but the bad manners, that I should be tried at the Hague for crimes against humanity. Have you felt persecution? Have they attacked you financially or smeared you?
Yeah, there was a smear campaign, in fact, over the internet, over the social media. I mean, things which I didn't say, like in the Newsweek, which I've already told you. Things which I didn't say, they just misquoted me. Even they said that I had organized. In fact, if you read the Newsweek article, it says that Seyoum has vowed not to stop the fight until homosexuals are killed. The death penalty is passed. I mean, so this is a total lie. And even if you go to the internet, they have.
What did you really say?
What I said was, Africa and Ethiopia shall be graveyards
for the agenda. Of homosexuals, to teach our sons how to men to marry men.
Exactly.
Listen, we're going to take a quick break. Fearlessly here at Sempa 360, we bring everything that impacts faith and families. We're going to take a quick break. When we do come back, we're going to talk to my good friend, Dr. Seyoum Antonios, who has suffered so much for standing for such a simple truth of man should marry a woman and produce a family. When Europeans and Americans converged against him, we're going to hear what he spoke to them in terms of what is the impact homosexual activity does to the person. Don't go away. Call somebody to watch this show. And right now he's this week he's at All Saints, where he's going to be doing a series of meetings on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday evening. You're going to get in touch with him, and he has some resources that I would love for you guys to see. Don't go away. Stay with us on Sempa 360. We'll be back after this.